Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thank you for joining us here. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I am quite stunned at this Kristi Noem situation.
Yeah.
Anybody else surprised by this? I thought she was a savvier person than what's happening here. Everybody's trying desperately. Everybody on the right is just trying with everything in them to make some sense of this for her because she can't. And last night on Newsmax, it was Eric Bolling trying to help her out.
Uh-oh.
Phew, man.
Clip 21?
Yes, I believe it is. Clip 21. Check this out.
Here's my question. The editor, was she possibly a plant, a liberal plant? Because I'm not sure either one of these stories, the dog story, the North Korea story, seems like the Kristi Noem I know.
No,
the buck always stops with me. I take my own full responsibility. Yeah, I wrote this book, and
I wrote it.
And I take the responsibility for what's in it. It's a great book,
story.
Eric. I hope everybody reads it and buys it.
Yeah, reads
it's available
it, buys
tomorrow.
it.
No going
Don't
back.
Read it at bedtime to your
kids.
It's
a powerful book, and it tells a lot of things at the end of these chapters about really what people can do to get involved.
So it's available today, man. Are we gonna
read it?
Oh, you kidding me? I'm downloading that in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's available. Why don't you do that for us?
It's available.
And then,
yeah.
See if there's any more fun in it.
Read up on murdering her dogs. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Okay, if her answer had been better there, I would think that Eric Bolling was setting her up to unload on this editor.
Yeah. Well, he's trying.
But she didn't. But I don't know. How does he know that the editor is female? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is that knowledge? I mean, I'm not up on my Kristi Noem book editor news.
I don't know. Maybe he read it in the book.
Okay. Yeah, it might say edited by.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. It does have. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, everybody's trying to throw her a lifeline, and she just won't grab it. I mean, come on. It's really sad because, again, I like her. I've always liked her. She's a good governor. She's done a great job there, I think. I mean, she had the weird thing with the trans legislation that I think she turned down, right? She vetoed a trans bill a couple of years ago, and that kind of pissed people off. But, she's done a really good job overall. And I think she'd be an asset to the Trump campaign, but not now. I mean, now it's over, and she's the only one who doesn't seem to know it. It's really weird.
I know she's a grandma, so she could be like grandma brain.
She's a grandma?
Grandma brain?
She got grandma brain.
What? Hold on. We need a definition for grandma brain.
Wow, so she has a son or daughter who already had a child.
She said that yesterday when she was with another Fox News guy, Jesse Waters, I think it was. But she's a grandma.
One of the best looking grandmothers of all time, perhaps.
I will say that.
Wow. That's incredible, though, that she refuses to accept anyone's lifeline. So weird, the judgment there. And it kind of makes you wonder, well, then how can you make other judgments that are decent, that we need you to make as a person of, influence and power? I don't know, man. I don't get it. And then, what's his face? What's his face on
Waters.
Fox? Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters on Fox tried to help her out last night. Oh, we have that one too. Okay. Here's that.
And I understand that they're attacking me for it, Jesse.
Yeah, they are. So they're also attacking you. I guess you said you met Kim Jong-un. Mm-hmm. Did you meet him?
I've been to the DMZ. I've been to North Korea.
Yeah,
people. I don't talk about my conversations with world leaders. And
yes,
so,
you do.
When I
Pause it for a second. Yes, you do. You talked about it in the book. What do you mean you don't talk about your interactions, your conversations with world leaders? You did talk about it. That's why people are asking you. Did you meet the guy? Because we understand you didn't. That's bad. That's hard. That's not good. All right, let's see the rest of this.
I've been to the DMZ. I've been to North Korea.
Okay.
You know, people. I
Sure.
don't talk about my conversations with world leaders, and so when I looked at the book and I saw that excerpt, I decided to make the change to the content of the book, and that's been done.
So you didn't have a conversation with Kim when you were at the DMZ?
I don't have conversations about my conversations with world leaders. I've been working on policy for 30 years, Jesse, and that's what most people don't remember about me is I'm old. I'm a mom. I'm a grandma. I've got 3 little grandbabies.
Mom and a grandma.
So maybe you did have a conversation with Kim, but you don't want to talk.
I will not talk about my personal conversations with any world leaders.
So
it just
weird.
won't, and I'm not going to do
So
it.
it never
What have
happened.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it is weird.
I'm not going to tell you guys about that time that I talked with Bono.
You're not?
I'm just not
You're not
gonna
going
do
to.
that.
Why don't you don't talk about your
I don't
conversations
talk
with
about my
rock stars?
Yeah, I went to Las Vegas and he was playing at a concert there.
Yeah. Did you talk to him though?
Look, I'm
so
not
you
gonna-
met Bono and you talked about things with him.
Pat, I'm not going to talk about
All right. Yeah.
superstar rock musicians that I've
Fair enough.
talked to.
Fair enough.
Such
Would
a
he be
weird
embarrassed by your conversation? I mean,
Who wouldn't be embarrassed to be seen with me?
that is so bizarre.
And she's a politician, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wouldn't know it.
Yeah, I know.
Weird, man.
She has just wrecked her career as a politician. She's taking
what, man?
She's taken a wrecking ball to it. I know. Over what? Over something that happened 20 years ago in a conversation that didn't happen. Why did you put it in the book then?
Yeah, like okay, you can have a conversation with people about the dog story, okay?
Yeah.
But you don't put that in a book.
Yes.
Because you don't control the narrative.
That's right.
That's number one. So don't
That's
put
right.
that in the book.
And really, you didn't understand that people are going to be shocked by that,
Right.
and turned off by that.
Right. Is
Seriously?
there nobody in her circle that read the book and offered feedback like, maybe we take this back? Like
Here's
the
the
editor
thing.
we're talking about here.
She apparently wrote a book before this and tried to put it in that one. And they talked her out of including it. They talked her out of it last time.
She thinks it's charming?
Which was, I don't know. She thinks, I believe that her thought process is, this shows what a tough decision maker I am. I can make the really hard decisions, like shooting my dog in the head. That's not a decision we want to know about from you.
I mean, I'm pissed that LBJ picked his dog up by its ears on a regular basis.
I mean, people are stunned
Right.
that Mitt Romney put his dog in a crate and put it on top of the car as they traveled.
I mean, look, if it was secure and there's fresh air up there,
I know it's
people
not a
need
big
to
deal.
chill out about.
Dogs
No.
love that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I know.
People freaked out.
And they freaked out anyway.
So the point I'm making is that years later, you can see how that might be a trigger point. And of course, the media, you being a Republican, is going to jump over any possible opening they see.
Yeah.
After you see how the Mitt Romney dog on the roof story was received, you might not want to pull out the "I shot my dog between the eyes" story.
Right? I mean, it's not that hard.
And
It is not hard.
And then how do you just
don't include it in the book.
How do you make up a story about meeting North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un?
When you know that's going to come out, that you never met with him.
Right. It
has to come out. It's going to come out. This isn't 1863. We're going to know about that.
3 weeks ago, if someone came up to you and said, "Hey, Pat, is it going to change your vote one way or another on Kristi Noem if you ever have the chance to vote for her if she did or didn't meet Kim Jong-un?"
No.
You've been like, no.
No.
Okay.
But now that she lied about
Right.
it and is trying this weird...
What is
I don't talk about my conversations with world leaders at all.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, why is that a thing, too? I don't understand
And
that.
she keeps saying that she went to the DMZ. So she went to the divider line, or did she go to South Korea?
No, she went to the demilitarized zone.
Okay,
That's
got it.
between the two.
Okay.
I don't know why she did. Why would the governor of South Dakota go to the DMZ? I don't know, but she apparently did that. But was Kim Jong-un standing there and you guys had a little talk? Well, I don't talk about that. Oh, okay. All right. I don't know. Very, very bizarre.
Let's see here. Hold on a second.
And she's so clueless about it. That might be the most bizarre aspect of this.
I seriously want you to get this book because I'm not buying it. No, because it says a separate set. Because I was looking. Does she not talk about conversations she's had with world leaders? In the book, she talks about meeting with China's Xi Jinping Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Kim Jong-un. So I wanted to know if in the book, are there excerpts from his conversations with Netanyahu?
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah, because I thought you didn't talk about it.
If she contradicts herself in the book.
But I'm not buying that book. So somebody else find out for me.
Well, she hopes everybody will get out and buy it.
What's the name of that book? Never Turning Back? It might be time.
No tomorrow.
And that's the problem. There is no turning back now for her. She just thought, whew, man, that horse is out of the barn. All right.
And then into the gravel pit it goes.
Yeah.
That horse. Sorry. You can do this all day.
Yep. I hate to beat a dead horse, but the horse has already been shot. It's laying in the gravel pit. So apparently she did that fairly recently, right? I mean, within the last... Yeah, in March.
Which one? Yeah.
The horses.
The horses.
But the horses were hurt. That one you can understand.
They were older. They were 26, 27, and 27.
But again, miraculous timing that both horses were due for a killing at the same exact time. It's like, whoa, why are you rushing this? He's the one that's hurt. Come on now.
I know I'm old, but I still got some good pulling technique in me. I can drag a cart around.
Watch me. Look, I can neigh. Look at me. Look, I can do this buck and bronco thing. Let's go for a ride.
Like a colt right now. I'm feeling really good.
I'm not dead yet.
Jeez. All right. So there's that, which is perplexing.
She's interesting.
Then there's Rachel Maddow.
Okay, now prepare yourself.
Is this good? Discussing democracy? I love it.
I have duct tape here.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not playing.
Gonna really need it.
We've run through...
Because I have not seen this. Surprisingly.
How many sound clips have we played in the 7 years of this show's existence?
A lot. Hundreds. Thousands.
Now, we all know your trigger points here.
Yeah.
And we know there's certain clips you only need to see once or else it could get ugly.
Yeah. This
is one of those. And this may be. I would like to know if this is your most angering clip of all time. So if you need it, I have duct tape here.
They decided that as the Washington State Republican Party, they would this year take a stand against democracy. And I do not mean this as a metaphor. I am not performing political analysis. I am literally describing what they literally did.
Like the founding fathers, you mean?
We do not want to be a democracy.
Right.
Originally, congressmen were elected by a direct democracy.
Yes.
Senators were elected by their state legislatures.
Correct.
And presidents are elected by the Electoral College. We are devolving into a democracy because now good. Congressmen and senators are elected by the same pool, a direct democracy. And with the national popular vote coming, we're going to be electing our president by a direct democracy too. Bad idea.
She's right about that.
Bad idea. We are devolving into a democracy. We do not want to be a democracy.
How clueless do you have to be to have a problem with any of that? How clueless do you have to be, Rachel? What you might want to brush up on what the founding fathers said about democracy.
That was good analysis by her, too.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Okay. That's all you got?
Powerful.
Yeah.
Man, she put her in her place,
Way to push back.
Yeah, powerful. God, he's just the brain deadedness
and the
of
arrogance.
These people. And the arrogance.
If you're stupid, don't be arrogant, because then it just amplifies it, you know?
Wow. I mean, hello? Read up. We are a republic. Have you ever heard the word? Wow. She's butt stupid, and we've always known that. Just amazing how many viewers she has, though. She actually, when she's on, which is 5 minutes a week or something. She got some kind of really sweet deal with MSNBC where she doesn't have to do a show every night anymore, or I don't know, once a week or something. But when she's on, she's like top 5 on cable news.
She gets $30 million a year.
Yes. Yeah, that was part of the deal because I think she does a few. It is nightly, except for Fridays. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that enough about MSNBC because I literally never watch it. We just see the clips the next day. But $30 million a year. I think she went from like 10 or 15 to 30 because she was threatening to leave, and they wanted her to stay so badly because she's the only one that brings them any ratings, which I don't understand either. That just shows you how stupid people are. But $30 million a year.
Yeah, she rejected a $40 million offer in 2022 from SiriusXM to do a radio show, I guess.
Wow. Sirius, if you're still looking to fill that time slot?
You're right. I want to be in a position where I can reject a $40 million offer.
I'll tell you what. We'll do the whole show. Will come over for the $40 million. You can divide that up. What? How many? 5, 6, 7 ways. Ooh, man, that's amazing. Also, Representative Robert Garcia talking about Donald Trump.
Oh, okay.
Make no mistake, and let's be crystal clear. If Donald Trump gets reelected, there is no doubt that he will try to stay in office beyond his 4-year term. He will destroy this country, our democracy. He'll change the way we run elections. He'll attack secretaries of state, and he'll do everything he can in his power to stay in office. And the country that we know of today, we will no longer have. It's sobering, it's scary, but we have to take it seriously. This is a person that we have to take at his word. And so we have to do everything that we can between now and the election to strengthen, support our local electoral officials, ask the Department of Justice to be prepared, and most importantly, to re-elect, of course, President Biden.
Of course. Okay, brilliant. Wow, was that good? That was
good stuff.
What a great warning from him, because take him at his word. How many times has he said, look, if I get elected this time, I'm never leaving office. I'm not. I'm just going to stay there till the day I die.
Yeah, wait, hold on a second.
And nothing you can do about it.
It seems to me you guys stole an election from him and he still left office. So what are you talking about?
Yeah. There's no way anybody can stay in office as long as they please. It can't happen. And that was proven in 2021, was it not? We had that serious, horrific insurrection. And still he left office.
Did you see that the Milwaukee election commission head, whatever, just got fired? I forgot if it was like the governor got rid of her, somebody got rid of her from her post, which is the article I was reading noted. It's pretty unusual to be happening this close to an election. And the articles I read, I was looking for this number because people online were saying 64,000 votes she printed up for Milwaukee, like ballots, illegally. And remember, the margin was, 23,000 in Wisconsin?
Wow.
And so, but I couldn't find an article that said 64,000, but people were talking about like it was fact. So if you have that, but in other words, Donald Trump has been through that, which, by the way, now you've got Alex Soros, George Soros' son, hanging out with Cindy McCain, figuring out how to defeat Trump in Arizona. You got all this stuff lined up against Trump in 2020 and now again in 2024. He's already left office once. I don't know what this Garcia guy is talking about.
But it's just part of their fear-mongering.
So bad.
They're so psychotic about it.
Then wait till you hear what Maxine Waters has to say.
Oh, yeah, I know. I don't know where this is coming from either. This is incredible. We'll get to that in just a second. First of all, let me tell you about your mom. I lost my mom 7 years ago. I miss her like crazy. Nobody loved me like my mom. And that's, I'm sure, true of yours as well. You really want to show your mother your appreciation. Show her that you've got the maturity now to realize everything she's done for you your entire life. Give your mom flowers because she deserves the best. And the flowers she deserves are from Bouquets. Why Bouquets? Because they're farm fresh. It's short for bouquet, and these bouquets are grown in sometimes the sides of volcanoes where the soil is super rich and great for growing. So they come really fresh because they come directly from where they're grown. And you'll get 25% off your entire purchase right now at Bouquets, Bouqs. That's short for bouquet. They're just fantastic flowers. You are going to love these. Your mom, your wife, your sister, whatever woman, whatever mother in your life, they're going to love these. Mother's Day is Sunday, so don't miss this chance to thank your mom, to thank the mother of your children, the mother in your life. 25% off. Go to Books.com, use the promo code PAT, and get that 25% off. That's BOUQS. Books.com, promo code PAT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, more hysteria from the left. More fear-mongering. They love to point the fear-mongering finger at the right all the time. But that is really all they do is fearmonger from the left. Listen to what Maxine Waters has to say about Donald Trump.
This is a man who we'd better be careful about. And I tell you what I'm going to do. Right. I'm going to ask the Justice Department and I'm going to ask the president to tell us what they're going to do to protect this country against violence if he loses. I want to know about all of those right-wing organizations that he's connected with who are training up in the hills somewhere and targeting, what communities they're going to attack.
Oh, okay. Okay, so all of the right-wing groups that he's connected to, and they're up there training right now to attack specific communities.
Remember, Democrats always accuse of
what they're doing.
Republicans of what they are up to.
Such a good point. You know that's what... I mean, is there any doubt there's going to be violence if he wins? God, jeez. It's just unbelievable. And nobody pins her down. I mean, I've seen this clip several times now, but I have not seen the response. You know she wasn't challenged on that. Like, Maxine, what are you talking about? What groups? Who's he connected to? Give me some evidence here. What evidence do you have that there are right-wing groups training to attack communities if Donald Trump loses? Share that with us so we can nip it in the bud, so we can head it off at the pass. Okay, we can send the authorities up there right now just to check it out. I mean, they haven't attacked any communities yet, but we should go up there and talk to them about it, shouldn't we?
I would say be proactive, but we know how the FBI works.
That's true. That is true.
They will find a way.
Wow. And we all know that the left, is the Democrats are the violent ones. They always have been.
Oh, yeah, I mean.
Always have been.
Go back to the 1800s.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Every time it's the left. Right. Every single time. Who was it all during the 60s? The left. Mm-hmm. Who was it that was, causing trouble all during the summer of 2020? Mm-hmm. The left.
Who was chasing down blacks in the South and lynching them after the Civil War?
The left. Yep. I mean, every single time it's Democrats.
Who was rounding up American citizens and putting them in internment camps?
Yep. The left. Both in World War I and World War II. First you had Woodrow Wilson, then you had FDR. Jeez. Every single time. Well, except January 6th. Oh. They'll always now have January 6th. Okay. Sure. Some people will always have Paris. They always have J6. And here's the Democrat Party as the party of violence.
That's good news.
Press always asks me, don't I wish I were debating him? No, I wish we were in high school. I could take him behind the gym.
No.
Party of violence.
Wow.
I said, no. I said, if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
Maybe.
That you cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about.
If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd, and you push back on them, and you tell them they're not welcome.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
President Walker, how do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
When they go low, we kick them.
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
Yes.
Wow.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Please, get up in the face of some Congress people.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Party of violence, Biden and the Democrats. Yep.
Really good. Wow.
Trump 2024.
Wow. Great ad. Thank you. Thank you. That just feels good to get that out. Because it's so preposterous that they keep pointing the finger at the right. They're the ones who talk about that, who ratchet up the rhetoric like they do, use the name of Hitler all the time. Hitler, Nazis, fascists. They're the ones throwing that stuff out on a regular basis. They're the ones who are burning buildings and overturning police cars during riots. God, man. Frustrating, isn't it?
It sure is.
It's frustrating.
Sure is.
Also, yesterday, the big deal was that that Hamas has accepted a deal. And this is true. They did accept a deal that wasn't offered. So that's good. So they're all over this ceasefire now. Why? Well, because Israel's had enough and they've gone into Rafah. So all of a sudden, wait. You guys have rejected the peace treaty between us. Yeah, there wasn't one. There wasn't one. They said that they accepted a ceasefire that I think Egypt offered. Yeah, that's not what they offered. So, yeah. But they're trying to make Israel look like the bad guy, and they're pretty good at this. They'll fake treaties. They'll fake dead bodies. They fake this all the time, and they've been caught multiple times. So Israel is taking control of the Rafah border crossing with Egypt. And here's a member of the LGBTQ community who won't like hearing this news.
Oh, no.
One of the most common comments I receive in the comments of all of my videos
Hold on.
is
Can you pause this, please?
I love the watermelon sticker.
Leave the face up there. Leave this individual up there as is. Because is this a pro-Palestinian filter that you can use on your TikTok or your Instagram there, Chris? Because that looks...
No, that's a good look.
And it's got the watermelon face tattoo going.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay,
that's really
just
good.
Wanted to analyze that.
Yeah, I love that.
Good.
if I went to Palestine as a non-binary queer person, that I would be unalived by them.
Unalived.
I just want to say that the majority of my followers at this point are Muslim. Many of them are Palestinian. And not a single time have I received a death threat or unkind words.
Oh, go over
from
there
any
then.
of
Go
them.
over them.
I have been invited to people's homes.
So there you go.
I have been called
you should
dear,
go over.
And I have
Hang
been
out.
called Habibi. These people do not know hate the way that Zionists know hate.
Good stuff.
I am less afraid of a Palestinian or a Muslim than I am
Palestinian.
of a Christian man. Because all of the Christian men in my comments are hateful, and I have received death threats from them.
Oh, okay. Let's see them.
One of the
Prove that. Prove it. I wish you'd go over there.
Yeah.
And just enjoy their hospitality. But they'd love that. They'd love to welcome her with open arms. Her, him, them, whatever her pronoun is.
I heard a baby in the background. Sounds like that person is procreated, so that's neat.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a frightening thought. Why would you bring that up, Keith? That really hurt.
Just saying,
Just trying to ruin the day? Is that what you're trying to do?
So again, when are we doing the GoFundMe to pay for these tickets to,
to Palestine?
Gaza International? Let's go. One-way tickets. I would so donate to that cause.
And what's with the goofy pronunciation from these people on everything?
Yeah, they want you to...
On everything!
They're cultured. We're not.
All right.
So hold on. I'm typing in. So you want to fly to Gaza? What's the airport?
Gaza.
Cheap flights to Gaza.
Gaza.
Let's see here. Wait, $54.
Oh, what?
That's not true.
$54.
I don't know where Google took me to Expedia.
That's a good price. I'm definitely willing to pony that up for her.
I'm buying 10 tickets.
That's great.
I got to do some more research here.
She's on her way to Gaza. All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All righty. 888-900-3393. What a weird world we live in, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, man.
Just absolutely bizarre. Yesterday, Kamala Harris was asked about a possible ceasefire deal.
Yeah. Okay. What was her answer?
Yeah, it was something like this.
Madam Vice President, Hamas says it accepted a ceasefire deal. Hamas says it accepted a ceasefire deal. Your reaction?
What are your thoughts on Hamas accepting a ceasefire deal?
That's what you wanted to know? Shrimp and grits.
And you know what, though, in fairness, that makes as much sense as anything she could have said.
That's true. That's true.
Shrimp and grits. That's what you wanted to know?
No, that isn't. But thank you. Thank you for that brilliant response.
I think that should be the answer to everything.
Yeah, shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits.
Got some tweets here, by the way. Fury and Energy. I'm not going to talk about my conversations with world leaders. Now sit down and let me tell you about the time I shot my dog that was annoying me. That's what we're hearing, basically, from Kristi Noem. Quiet Storm. I've been to the DMZ, too. Little dictator Kim doesn't live there. It's a really cool tour. I highly recommend it.
That's a good point. So she must have written it, I don't have the passage in front of me, to make it leave the impression that, yeah, look at me. I'm totally meeting with him without saying that, right?
Yes.
That's what she's doing. So she went to the DMV.
She's probably been to the DMV, too.
Yeah. I mean, that's about as torturous as going to North Korea.
Maybe more. Maybe more so. From Vicky, Kristi Noem keeps throwing herself under the bus. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Pat's sarcastic sniff tweets, I'm not going to talk about the time Pat Gray read my tweet. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. That's a good safety tip.
Boy.
So the Princeton hunger strike that we've all been so concerned about, because I want to make sure these kids are well fed, that they're eating a nutritious meal every single time the dinner or lunch or breakfast come up. You want them to be nourished. You want them to be comfortable while they're burning American flags and screaming about killing Jews, right? We're all really concerned, but apparently their hunger strike continues at Princeton.
Any people of conscience in the Princeton community, students, faculty, alumni, to participate with the striking students in a solidarity fast. In just the last few hours, we've had commitments from at least
so
6
obvious,
people from Princeton Theological Seminary.
It's so obvious that it's day one of her hunger strike.
With more coming in
that
by
it's
the
minute
hour.
one.
At the seminary, we've also been calling our school to disclose.
Need to divest.
I mean, it's too easy.
Join together with the students from the university in their hunger strike.
Yeah.
Almost every faith tradition in the world engages in the spiritual practice.
Your strike
of
could last 7 years, Putin, and we wouldn't be worried about you.
Islam, Christianity are no exceptions. Jesus himself said, of some evils in the world, they require both prayer and fasting. And we are here to live into that word.
Some people, and I believe he was talking about casting out spirits.
Yes.
Yeah, he was talking about casting out devils. What are you talking about? What?
She is
weird. That is some weird stuff.
But look, let's check in on her in a month and see if she's down to $3.
Right. So you're thinking she's going to lose like 300 pounds in that short a time? Wow. All right, whatever. Whatever.
Need to divest and eating them fast foods, man. People can't be sneaking their, Snickers and
yeah, is there any doubt in your mind they're not, even though they're saying they're on a hunger strike, they're not doing it? And how would anybody verify that they've been on a hunger strike? Even if you cared, even if you're concerned about them, maybe not eating for a day.
So wait,
how would you prove that?
Hold on, is her thing once Palestine is free? Is that when she's going to start eating again?
Most of these hunger strikes are supposed to be until they meet with the staff of the university.
Or their demands are met.
When the demands are met.
And one of the demands is that you meet with us.
Yes.
If you think about this, can you bookmark that? I'd like to check in on her, and see how that's going later. I do. I want to see.
I do too.
If the meeting doesn't happen.
Do too. Right.
How's she doing?
Yeah, because we're concerned. We're concerned about it.
I'll be eating the biggest juicy burger right in front of her.
Oh, wow. That's just cruel.
It's in a public space?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let's drop down a lawn chair, maybe a TV tray, and just start eating right there. I like that plan.
So there's apparently obvious terrorists at DePaul University in Chicago.
Yeah, watch this guy. It slows down. Play the video, and then the guy on the left is flashing 10, 7, and then slashing in the throat. Wait, just play it again.
Wow.
Play it again. 10.
Okay, that's October 7th.
And then he slashes across his throat there.
Wow. Yeah. Nice. These are the people that you're supporting in universities all across this country. That's what you support. Amazing.
Yep.
Then Benjamin Netanyahu on Holocaust Remembrance Day. Was that yesterday?
No.
Or the day before? Sunday, yeah. But these animals are marking it by calling for the extermination of Jews and praising Hitler and using swastikas as a symbol.
So it's
all
okay
of that's fair game now. Yeah, it's
to praise
okay.
Adolf Hitler,
right?
As long as we're mad at Israel, is that
I
where
guess
we're
so.
at now? Okay,
that's where we seem to be. But here's Netanyahu.
80 years ago, in the Holocaust, the Jewish people were totally defenseless against those who sought our destruction. No nation came to our aid. Today, we again confront enemies bent on our destruction. I say to the leaders of the world, no amount of pressure, no decision by any international forum will stop Israel from defending itself. As the Prime Minister of Israel, the one and only Jewish state, I pledge here today from Jerusalem on this Holocaust Remembrance Day, if Israel is forced to stand alone, Israel will stand alone. But we know we are not alone, because countless decent people around the world support our just cause. And I say to you, we will defeat our genocidal enemies. Never again is now.
Wow. You know, and it's important to remember, while it feels like so many people are favoring Hamas and excusing everything they do, it's the exact opposite of that in the United States of America. It's probably 80-20, I think, is the last poll I saw. That 80-20 in favor of Israel. So the vast majority of Americans are on the side of Israel still. But you get these loudmouth minorities that are just impossible to ignore. So there is hope. There is some light at the end of the tunnel. And some, even on the university campuses, are pushing back. You know, like the frat boys.
Yeah.
It's nice. At George Washington University, you had the president there of GW talking about the fact that most of these people who are protesting here and calling for beheadings, calling for administrators of the school to go to the guillotine, most of them aren't even college students, of course. You know, they're paid for by George Soros and Bill Gates and others who are just pouring money into these little butt hooks and encouraging all of this. Meanwhile, there was a pro-Hamas protest in front of Auschwitz on Holocaust Memorial Day.
Right now, I'm at a march honoring the Holocaust, and right behind me is a Palestinian protest when we are honoring the lives of 6 million murdered Jews and 5 million other non-Jews. They're chanting Free Palestine over there.
Yep. Outside of Auschwitz. Huh. What are you kind of saying there? That doesn't seem acceptable. At least a short time ago, it wouldn't have been acceptable. But apparently it is now.
You know, I'm just sitting here watching that clip, just stunned, and then also not stunned. But I just wonder if you just say that to someone who has been through the public school system, maybe younger than us. If you just say the word Auschwitz, do they even understand what that is anymore?
I don't know. Yeah, are they teaching that? I don't know.
It's a Nazi death camp, kids. Look it up.
Just like it was during the pandemic, today we're facing drug and medical supply shortages. It's not good. I mean, this is the United States of America. As of March, so this is like a month and a half ago or so, there were more than 200 drug shortages, 200 to 300. And it looks like things are going to get worse before they get any better. So what I recommend is get yourself the Jace case. This is a fantastic and affordable way to go. When you take into account, the price of going to the doctor and then buying all of these different medications at the pharmacy, just go to the jacemedical.com, J-A-S-E medical, jacemedical.com. You fill out a form so that they can make sure that you don't have any allergies to the medication you're wanting. And then they okay it if everything checks out and send it to you. It's just that easy. There's dozens of add-on options too. EpiPens, ivermectin. Jace Medical empowers people like you to be prepared when shortages happen or the supply of medication is interrupted, whatever the case may be. Go to jacemedical.com, enter the promo code PAT at checkout, get a nice discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at J-A-S-E, jacemedical.com.
That gray is unleashed.
Oh, wow. So Joe Biden
had
a slurring problem yesterday?
What? Yesterday.
It's a stutter problem.
What? Yeah, he's a lifelong stutterer. I'm sure that's what you mean, right?
Chris is sticking up. How ironic for someone else who can't pronounce things. No, this is no. He had a big day. This is what with the
why was the Army football team there?
Because they won the President's Trophy.
Oh, okay. So
we're also joined by Army football's biggest fans, Bill and Steve of the radio show Crawdads Countdown to Kickoff.
Crawdads Countdown to Kickoff.
What is it really called?
I don't know.
Is it Crawdads Countdown?
Yeah.
Is it? Are they?
He sounds like he's a big fan of it, too.
Oh, yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
Oh, whenever I'm at West Point, I flip it over to the Crawdads Countdown to Kickoff, everybody. Anyway.
All right. So
it's a fun moment there.
Yeah, that's fun. He's always fun. He's so good. So good.
What else we got? Oh, so he had a big
Cinco
day.
de Mayo.
He flies back from Delaware. He meets with the Army football team. And then he gets to hang out and celebrate Cinco de Mayo on Cinco de Seis. That is so Joe Biden. So here we go.
And you're the future of our nation. Everybody says, why I've always been so fundamentally focused on Latinos. Simple proposition.
Yeah.
You make up 28% of the students in America. Think about it.
Think about that.
You think about it.
28%.
Easy, bro.
Of all the students in high school and grade school in America are Latino. And I want to tell you, the idea we're not going to pay attention is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Who said it?
Look, we have your backs, and you've had ours. In March, in Nevada, I invited the most ambitious housing plan for decades to come into being.
Wait a minute. What was that last part? In March, when I was in Nevada, I invited the most ambitious housing plan to come into being?
Yes.
In quote?
You nailed it.
Roll it back. Let's hear it again.
Let's hear the last 15 seconds of that.
That's terrific.
In high school and grade school in America are Latino.
Out.
And I want to tell you, the idea we're not going to pay attention is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Who'd you hear it from?
Look, we have your backs, and you've had ours.
Uh-huh.
In March, in Nevada, I invited the most ambitious housing plan for decades to come into being.
Yeah, okay. I think you pretty well nailed it.
And is he admitting also to the Latino crowd? Look, the only reason we pay attention to is because you're a large
28%.
voting bloc. If you were a minority,
that's what he's saying. That's exactly what he's saying. And by the way, who was it that said, you know what? We're not going to pay attention to Latinos anymore. We're going to completely ignore you. Whose idea was that? I want to hear that quote. We missed that clip.
Sure did.
Is it Donald Trump that said, yeah, I'm not going to pay attention at all to Latinos ever?
No. You'll recall Michelle Obama. You play the clip all the time. How she's talking about we're going to change our history, change all sorts of good stuff. Well, apparently we've also changed our values overnight. Surprise! Wait till you find out what the new values of America are.
There's always have been compelling value sets to visions of America.
What the hell?
One of those value sets is revenge and retribution.
There it is. Revenge and retribution.
There's always have been compelling value sets to visions of America. One of those value sets is revenge and retribution.
One of our
There's always
value
have been
sets?
compelling value sets to visions of America. One of those value sets is revenge and retribution.
One of our value sets is revenge and retribution.
You got it.
Now, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
I can't translate the first part of that sentence, Roman.
Yeah, because there's... One more time through. Let's listen to that.
There's always have been compelling value sets to visions of America.
One
One of those value sets is revenge and retribution.
Yeah. So get out there and push your revenge and retribution because the President of the United States.
It's one of our value sets.
So.
Huh. All right. Well, good.
I don't know what this next clip is. I don't know if he wants to cut Donald Trump in a street fight. I don't understand this at all.
All right.
He wants to cut Social Security and Medicare. He says there's a lot we can do in terms of cutting. I got one really serious idea how to cut. A candidate. Anyway.
What?
So he wants to cut Donald Trump.
Serious idea to cut, and then the baby is about as coherent as him.
I bet when they sat around at the meeting and thought, hey, here's a good liner. You want to cut a candidate. Wait
cut
for
you,
it.
white bread.
Candidate. While you're talking about Donald Trump cutting Social Security and Medicare, you tell him you want a really good cut.
Now, am I wrong?
On Donald Trump. Okay.
Yeah, write that down. Put that in the teleprompter. But don't put the word pause in there, so help me. Okay, this next one, I think he's encouraging immigrants to break the law.
Can you imagine a kid 2 years old saying, Mom, don't take me across Rio Grande. It's against the law. Give me a break. These have been model citizens.
What?
I don't know. So I guess 2-year-olds are out there being the voice of conscience to their parents. Don't cross, it's breaking the law. Give me a break. Cross the Rio Grande. Who cares what your 2-year-old is saying in complete sentences at this point?
Doesn't seem like any of them have a problem with crossing the Rio Grande illegally.
Give me a break. I got it.
Nobody's saying it. Wow.
Help us, man. Help us. This guy is not well.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Some tweets here. Kristi Noem. Oh, this is from Bob Corona. Kristi Noem needs to take a play out of Kamala's playbook. Shrimp and grits.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Shrimp and grits.
That should seriously be the answer to everything you don't want to answer.
Keith's Trained Armadillo. New from TLC. My 600-pound Palestinian protest reality show. Mandalorian Patriot. The frat boys should set up barbecue grills next to the hunger strike and give away hot dogs and hamburgers to whoever wants one.
Let me eat!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that.
And Timothy Lanham. Is Jeffy going to participate in the Princeton hunger strike? I don't even know why.
I think he's a supporter of Israel. What are you doing?
I don't know where you're going with that. That's really strange. Huh. Because certainly they know we don't tolerate fat shaming on this program. So I hope it wasn't that. I hope it wasn't that. I'm just saying I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't.
Because that would be so unlike us and our audience to even imply something like that. We still have one old clip that we wanted to get to from Joe Biden. He was so good.
So good.
The last few days, as he always is, but particularly good lately.
Yeah, and this clip, it's clearly a year or so old. Whenever he got back from Poland. Pause it. Because you hear someone talk to him, ask him how was your trip to Poland and all this stuff. I mean, so it's clearly old, but it was just started circulating. I saw it for the first time yesterday. And so if this has been out there, our apologies. We haven't played it on this show, but oh my gosh, you want your kids to experience cool things in American history, and a trip to the Oval Office would be pretty cool, don't you think?
Yes.
I'm not turning them loose with this guy. Watch this.
Okay.
In your last trip to Poland, what was your favorite thing there?
What did you like in Poland?
Why don't you come to the Oval Office?
Really? Okay. We're gonna go to the Oval.
No, don't do it, kids. So he wants the little girl.
Go ahead.
And then he's like, can I send my boy too, to keep an eye on the pedo? And now Secret Service is like, oh, crap.
Yeah, here we go.
So I think they must be from Poland. Maybe that's why he was asking about Poland. Okay, so this could be brand new.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
They're going into the oven?
He's holding the little girl's hand. Does that not just look... It just looks wrong, bro. Now, he ditches the boy. He's like, whatever, I don't care about you.
See ya, kid.
We're going in here.
Uh-huh.
Tell your parents we'll be back. Maybe. Maybe.
It is creepy.
And look, they opened that door thinking the old man was going to go in there.
Yeah.
And he just keeps walking.
And he just keeps going.
That just looks...
And going.
Wrong.
Oh, wow.
To me. But that's
Weird.
because I know what Joe Biden does with kids.
Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. All right, let me take a minute to tell you about your sleep habits at night and the way you can get a better sleep. Your temperature at night can have one of the greatest impacts on your sleep quality. If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. They're inspired by NASA. They use silver-infused fabrics that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, and that leaves them cleaner, fresher, and lasting 3 times longer than other sheets between washing them. So no more gross odors. You don't have to sleep on bacteria. It's just so much better sleeping on these clean, fantastic sheets. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat and give these a try. They're soft, they're luxurious, and they keep the bacteria away. Whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use my promo code PAT at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels, and you'll save another 60%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you're not 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Nothing to lose here. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat, use the promo code PAT, and claim your free 3-piece towel set, and save over 40%. Trymiracle.com/Pat to treat yourself.
That gray is unleashed.
Hey, Pat.
Wow, I thought we exhausted our whole supply of Biden clips, but no.
Yeah, no, I can't have you and the Biden clip without the famous chant.
Oh,
go for it.
All right.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
4 more years.
Pause.
Please no.
Thank you.
Okay. That's great. 4 more years.
They couldn't have figured out which one, Spanish or English. So
that's what it
was. Some people were doing it in Spanish, and some people were doing it in English. They're like, okay, can we get on the same program here?
Oh, wait.
No,
hold on.
We can't.
Test me here. Is it cuatro más años?
Close. 4 años más.
No. Why do y'all reverse that stuff?
Why do you guys reverse that stuff?
Because it's right.
Because it makes sense.
Yeah.
We want it to make sense. So, I mean, what are you doing? Yoda speak? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Where you put everything backward?
So say it with me.
Oh, no.
Si se puede. The future is ours. Thank you.
There you go.
Avocados from Mexico.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, Joe's Interior Secretary, Deb Haaland, was this yesterday or the day before?
I think this was on Friday. She was...
okay, a couple days ago.
Yeah, in front of Congress.
She was asked to define a term.
Yeah, and this shows you who's running this administration. There are so many radical Marxists behind the scenes that just push out these talking points, write up these policies, and then they cram them into a teleprompter for Joe, or they put them in front of the Interior Secretary. They have no idea what they're talking about. Watch this.
Let me go to a term in the rule that says sustainable recreation.
The agency uses the term sustainable recreation multiple times, but never defines it. Can you define what is sustainable recreation?
It's my understanding, and please don't quote me on this, even though I'm on the record. Sustainable recreation to me says that we want these outdoor recreation industry to continue to be able to use these areas for recreation.
But that implies there's a non-sustainable recreation. Can you tell me the difference between sustainable and non-sustainable recreation?
I can't at the moment, but I'd be happy to answer that for the record.
Yeah, we would love to know that. I mean, people on the ground are wondering, what does sustainable recreation mean?
It's a really good question, actually. They just throw out these terms because they placate people. If you just put sustainable in front of anything, that makes it good, I guess. Sustainable recreation. All right. Whatever.
But don't ask me. I mean, I'm only the Secretary of the Interior.
I can't define it because it doesn't make any sense. But we'll figure out a way to do some kind of salad explanation like Kamala does all the time.
Shrimp and grits, I believe, is the definition of sustainable recreation.
Then his economic advisor explained money.
Okay, yeah, this is from a documentary, and this is terrifying yet hysterical at the same time.
The U.S. government can't go bankrupt because we can print our own money.
Oh, okay.
It obviously begs the question, why exactly are we borrowing in a currency that we print ourselves? I'm waiting for someone to stand up and say, why do we borrow our own currency in the first place?
Like you said, they print the dollar. So why does the government even borrow?
Well, again, some of this stuff gets some of the
Chief
language
Economic Advisor.
some of the language and concepts are just confusing. I mean, the government definitely prints money, and it definitely lends that money, which is why the government definitely prints money, and then it lends that money by selling bonds.
Okay,
is that what they do?
Is that what they do?
He
doesn't know.
They sell bonds. They sell bonds. Right? Because they sell bonds and people buy the bonds and lend them the money. Yeah. So
what in the hell?
A lot of times, at least to my ear with MMT, the language and the concepts can be unnecessarily confusing, but there is no question the government prints money and then it uses that money.
There is no question of that. Yeah. All right, we know that.
To do what? To what?
I guess I'm just I can't really talk. I don't get it. I don't know what they're talking about. Like, because it's like the government clearly prints money. It does it all the time, and it clearly borrows. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this debt and deficit conversation. So I don't think there's anything confusing there.
What?
From the documentary Finding the Money, I believe is what that's called. That is your chief economic advisor to one Joe Biden.
Jared Bernstein.
Yeah, Jared.
The chief economic advisor who has no idea what he's advising because he doesn't understand it, any of it.
Because you could just, you don't have to borrow money or lend money or anything. You just print it,
So we definitely print money and then we lend it, but we borrow too, and we keep printing. So the reason we do that is because I'm confused about that. I don't know. I don't get it really, but we do it. We definitely do it. We definitely print money, and then we borrow money, and then we loan money that we printed that we don't have.
Okay.
So I don't know why we don't have it when we can print it, and then it would just be there, But is that how it works? No, wait. I don't really get it. But
the terms are so confusing, Pat.
It's incredible.
It's terrifying.
Holy
is what that is.
Mackerel.
And I'm not qualified to be anybody's economic advisor. I can barely do simple
but come
math.
on.
But I do know that if you just print money, that's going to be an issue for the value of the money that already exists. So that's why you have to borrow money and loan it out. And oh my gosh, help us, Lord.
You could look into a place called the Weimar Republic back in the 20s and 30s and see that the results of that particular economic policy. Pretty soon, your money is worthless when you just keep printing it and it's backed by nothing. You don't apparently Jared didn't understand that concept.
But again,
wow.
Who's he advising? No one important, right?
Just the president of the United States. So, no, nobody important.
By the way,
wow.
Side note here, the Wall Street Silver account on Twitter, I saw them report the other day that, does this sound familiar? Wall Street's megabanks have trillions of dollars off balance sheet and a replay of accounting hubris that led to the 2008 Wall Street collapse. Yeah, 7.4 trillion hidden in off balance sheets. We're good.
7.4 trillion.
Tell that to Jared Bernstein. I'm sure he'll have a solution to that.
Man.
Help.
Wow.
Help right here, guys.
Wow.
Aliens, where are you? Meteor, where are you? I mean, what is... Come on. What are you waiting for?
Incredible. Well, there's 27,500 meteors that we're tracking right now that we didn't know about previously. So maybe one of them will finish the job. I don't know.
Can we be that lucky?
Please.
Man.
Get there sooner.
Ooh-wee. All right. Warmer, sunnier days are calling. Fuel up for those times with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. There's nothing worse than cooking in the summertime. It's hot enough already. And then you start heating up the oven, and then you got to clean up the mess. Meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart. They've got Protein Plus. They have Keto, whatever you need and whatever your diet is right now. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. No matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great-tasting meals. Make today the day you start to kickstart your new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? With 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you'll always have new flavors to explore. Crush your wellness goals this May with dietitian-approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to put the meal together. I love it. They are so convenient and so delicious. Treat yourself to restaurant quality things. Filet mignon, shrimp, blackened salmon, all kinds of really delicious entrees to choose from. And when you go to factormeals.com/Pat50, use the promo code Pat50 and get 50% off your first box, plus 20% off your next month. That's code Pat50 at factormeals.com/Pat50 to get 50% off. Your first box will get 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. All right, so 50% off, and then also an additional 20% off the next month when you subscribe. Do that today at factormeals.com/Pat50.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
So last week, really rough weather for Nebraska and Oklahoma. Tornado after tornado. What were there, 300 last month or something? Man.
Yeah.
They were just devastating tornadoes. Last night, Oklahoma got hit again. And so if you want to help out, rebuild these people's lives, you can by going to mercury1.org if you can help. And 100% of your donation goes to the tornado victims.
I know Barnsdall and Bartlesville took direct hits last night. The sun just now coming up, so we'll see. I know that there's been at least one death reported. Just keep them in your prayers.
Really brutal. All right, we got some tweets here. Nancy's vodka-soaked dentures tweets, maybe we could get them some kosher food instead at the hunger strikes.
Oh, yes. Let's do this.
Clinton Gore, 24. Did Biden seriously pass up an opportunity to tell the Army football team stories about his days?
Oh, I didn't see
as
anything.
A flanker back? Yeah. I don't know. I bet he did. He had to, right? We just haven't seen that clip. He had to have talked about his Delaware football days. You got to look for that. Mega trends in normality. If you speak on a subject in a confusing manner, people assume you're smarter than them. Okay? That's been going on a lot lately. DMP 1212. Whenever you see the word sustainable, that's their code word for depopulation.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think that's really accurate. And of course, the guy behind a lot of the sustainable depopulation stuff, Bill Gates. Congratulations, America. Oh, man. And as we're rebuilding our roads and our bridges because our infrastructure has completely collapsed. I don't know if you've noticed that there are no roads and bridges anymore. They've just all been torn up. So we've got to rebuild everything. We are always talking about infrastructure. And back in 2009, that was the big buzzword, the infrastructure. Infrastructure. We got to rebuild the infrastructure, our crumbling roads and bridges. And we spent almost $1 trillion on it. And where'd that get us? We still, according to them, have crumbling roads and bridges. But when we do rebuild, we've got to be careful not to rebuild them in a racist way. The roads and the bridges, we all know this, they're all racist. AOC fortunately points that out from time to time. Here's what she had to say about our racist roads and bridges.
There is a psychic weight to living in communities that are designed to be disconnected. It affects your social life. My neighborhood that I'm from in the Bronx in Parkchester, we have some of the longest commutes in all of New York City. It is a commute not just to work.
Yeah.
It is a commute to do anything.
To do anything.
It is a commute to connect socially. It is a commute to connect spiritually. These decisions are designed to
no churches,
disconnect,
no neighbors. You don't have
and isolate people. And when you layer that with a lot of Robert Moses's racist intent, to very much do so to a very specific kind of people. Black, brown, low income, poor,
right.
etc. You can really see how it actually builds in organizing challenges
what is happening
to communities who actually want to empower themselves.
She's still talking. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Dumbfounding.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So your commute is long because some racist decided to build a road where you needed it? I don't
Or a bridge?
I don't know.
Like you had to cross a river and that's a racist thing?
I don't know.
No white people have to cross rivers. Right? And they don't have to commute to work. No white people do. They just stay at home and work.
As a white person, when was the last time you went through a bridge?
Wow. Today? This morning? But, I mean, it was earlier this morning. I'm not doing it right now. So.
Racist. There's black people right now on the bridge.
Wow.
Are you on the bridge?
Well, no, I'm not on a bridge right now. No, I am not. So I guess the black and brown people don't have any neighbors. They have to commute in order to socialize. Huh.
We don't have churches.
No church. Right.
No churches.
You got to commute?
I do. Every single day.
Right. Wow. That's really sad for you. Really sad.
They try so hard to make everything about race.
Every single thing in life is about that. Nothing is the fault of the AOCs of the world. Nothing. That's incredible. Wow. Whew. All right, so D.C.'s mayor is apparently mad at the media because of their crime reporting.
Right, because, I mean, obviously when crime goes down or a politician has something really positive to say about how they're doing their job, you want the press to report that, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, shame on the D.C. press.
Uh-oh.
I think that's really a question for our friends in the media. I know you all have been waiting. You didn't report that we had like over a week where violence was down, homicide didn't happen. I know you didn't report that, but that's okay. I'll tell you.
Okay.
There was a week where violence was down?
Yes, the mayor of Washington, D.C. is bragging because no one got murdered in her town in a week.
I
mean, the bar's low. Come on. It's our 1 week anniversary of no murders. Where are you, press? Where's the...
I can't believe they're not reporting
Should have
that.
been wall-to-wall coverage on the 6 o'clock evening news. I mean, that's sad. That is a cry for help.
Jeez, that's amazing.
Yes.
All right. we had another amazing race, too. Over the weekend, the Kentucky Derby was a three-way photo finish. And then there was a NASCAR event that was also a photo finish between two cars, right? Martin Truex Jr. and somebody else were in a race to the finish. And
let's see the video. We need the video.
Yeah, let's see the video.
Gonna have to hit that now. Clip 11.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to fast forward to about 30 of it. Start at the 30-second mark because we're gonna run out of time here.
Yeah, we still have a minute and a half.
Okay, fine.
One more time, you see Chris Buescher back down on the bottom of the
All
racetrack.
right. So
Okay.
then you got this. All right. So
there's a cat and mouse game
it's
going
an
on.
incredible finish between 17 and 5. Okay.
Yeah.
So
so he's coming up on the back.
He's on the outside.
Ooh,
He's in position. He's got
okay.
it. And here comes Truex. They're going to close right to the two.
Ooh, they're bumping each other too. Jeez.
Clash together. I believe Buescher. I think you're right. It's so close.
That was close.
Okay. So they don't know who won. They have no idea who won. Okay.
Okay. Hold on.
Well, let's have a look at the video.
Here we go.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Well, they did. All right. There you go. So the problem is that the 5 car is deemed the winner, but it's crooked.
Oh.
You can't really tell there, but the finish line is crooked. In other words, it's closer for the 5 car than the 17 car where the line is. And so there was all this controversy, and they let the 5 car win, even though if that line had gone straight and continued,
the other guy wins?
17 should have been the winner, in my opinion. And I've watched this thing.
You see? Racist.
Yeah.
Roads are racist.
What is that? Wait.
Roads and bridges.
Oh, the black
Roads and
car.
bridges.
They
Are
wouldn't let
racist.
the black car
Yep.
win.
Wow.
I see.
Good call on that, Chris. Yep. Racism at play as usual.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Hey, exciting news. Stormy Daniels is expected to testify today. Yay!
Ugh.
All right.
That's good.
So that's really good.
You're a nasty person.
Byron York wrote about some of the insanity involved in this thing. He said, perhaps the weirdest and by far the most unjust thing about former President Trump's trial in New York is that we don't even know precisely what crime he's charged with committing. Mm-hmm. We're in the middle of the trial with Trump facing a maximum of more than 100 years in prison.
Oh.
And we don't even know what the charges are. Is that incredible?
This has been a very just un-American whole court case from start to finish.
Because for this to rise from misdemeanor to felony, there has to be another crime committed, which they've charged him with some other nebulous crime they don't even specify. We don't even know what it is. Falsifying business records. This is a misdemeanor with a 2-year statute of limitations. By the way, that also was not met. The 2-year statute of limitations time was over by about a year when they finally charged him. But they extended it. Really? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, they had to make an exception to Donald Trump's case, right?
Yep.
Amazing. So they missed the charge by because that happened 5 years ago. The charge, the statute of limitations ended. Also, in order to be upgraded to a felony, it has to be done with, quote, intent to defraud that includes an intent to commit another crime or to aid or conceal the commission thereof. In that case, the statute of limitations extends to 5 years. That would have allowed prosecutors to charge Trump as late as 2022, but they missed that deadline too by about a year. He was indicted in 2023.
Yeah, because,
and they used COVID-19 as their excuse.
And they needed to wait until they were going to see if he was going to run for president or not, if they were going to derail that.
That's exactly what happened. So the intent to commit another crime or aid and conceal the commission thereof that prosecutors used they haven't even mentioned what that crime is again. So we don't even know how this became a felony. They think that they can make the case, I guess, that he paid off Stormy Daniels in order to increase his chances of being elected. I mean, this is such a stretch. And wasn't it Hope Hicks that just testified that the payment was maybe if there was a payment made, it was to avoid embarrassment for Melania? Well, that's not election fraud then. That's not to affect the election. That's to, placate his wife or make sure that she didn't hear about these, untrue charges. I think he still claims that it's not true that he had an affair with either her or the other person. What was her name? Karen McDougal. Uh-huh. Yeah, the Playboy Playmate.
Well, Stormy Daniels signed an affidavit that says that they didn't. And multiple times.
Yep. She wasn't paid off, and they didn't have any relationship there. So what's the deal here? What's the deal?
Thank you, Jerry. What's the deal with having a non-disclosed to begin with? If everyone's going to disclose.
And it happens every time, right? It happens. It doesn't matter how much you pay them. 150 million, whatever. It always comes out. So why are we going to trial here? Well, it's all political. They just don't want Donald Trump on the ballot. They're trying to make it happen. They're doing everything they can. That's how afraid they are of this guy. Just incredible. They know they can't beat him straight up, and so they either have to put him in jail or cheat to make this happen. They've got such a terrible candidate, and they hate Donald Trump so much that they're willing to go to any length to prevent this. That's, I don't know. And are they going to get away with it? I guess we'll see. Also, the New York Times has written an article. I don't know if they're going to be banned now as a result. Maybe you can't distribute the New York Times anymore because they talked about thousands of people who believe the vaccine harmed them. And those people are being ignored. What? In the New York Times? Huh. Within minutes of getting the Johnson & Johnson, they write, the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine, Michelle Zimmerman felt pain racing from her left arm up to her ear and down to her fingertips. Well, that's normal, right? I mean, how often do you feel that? Within days, she was unbearably sensitive to light and struggled to remember simple facts. She was 37. She had a PhD in neuroscience, and until then could ride her bike 20 miles, teach a dance class, and give a lecture on artificial intelligence all in the same day. Now, more than 3 years later, she lives with her parents. Eventually diagnosed with brain damage, she can't work, drive, or even stand for long periods of time. How sad is this?
Yeah. Yeah, and this is just one of
many,
millions.
Thousands and thousands. When I let myself think about the devastation of what this has done to my life and how much I've lost, sometimes it feels too hard to even comprehend, she said. The COVID vaccines, a triumph of science and public health, are estimated to have prevented millions of hospitalizations and deaths, according to the New York Times article. Yet, even the best vaccines produce rare but serious side effects. Well, this hasn't been admitted to before now. And the COVID vaccines have been given to more than 270 million people, 677 million doses. Now, Dr. Zimmerman's account is among the more harrowing. Yeah, you think? Not really, actually. There's a lot of death and destruction from the vaccine. And if you look into it at all, I mean, finally they've admitted to some. But they say thousands of Americans believe they suffered serious side effects. As of April, just over 13,000 vaccine injury compensation claims have been filed with the federal government, but to little avail. Only 19% have even been reviewed. Only 47 of those, 47 out of 13,000 have been deemed eligible for compensation, and only 12 of those have been paid out at an average of $3,600. Gotta be kidding me. Some scientists fear that patients with real injuries are being denied help and believe that more needs to be done to clarify the possible risks. You think? Should we maybe, I don't know, mention it? Thank goodness the New York Times has at least broached the subject now.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's definitely interesting. I'm sure policies will definitely change, and we'll learn our lesson as a society going forward. And now that will never happen again, right?
Yep.
That'll
You're
be
right.
good.
You're right. Yeah, everything's fine now.
And I'm sure
everything's fine.
I'm sure that, and I hate to put this here because I'm sure it has nothing to do with what you were just talking about. 19-year-old Ellie Watts, who in Britain in August of 2021 began to feel lightheaded and dizzy. And I was just reading this article in The Independent. She is now dead from a fast-moving brain tumor.
No.
A 19-year-old girl. Again, I'm sure it has nothing to do.
19?
Yeah, nowhere in the article does it talk about a vaccine, so I don't want to be presumptuous there. But I do want to be presumptuous on Little Joe, the St. Louis Zoo gorilla who died from a heart attack at the age of 26, when the lifespan is between 40 and 50 years for the gorilla. He was vaccinated per protocol at the St. Louis Zoo. There's Little Joe. We've lost him as well. And AstraZeneca has stopped producing their COVID injection, being withdrawn from the market. I'm sure that's just because...
Why?
That's probably because it's like... You know,
because they don't want to make money from it anymore.
Yeah, they don't want to help people out anymore. AstraZeneca is like, we're out of the business of helping people.
So you tell me that I need a new Harambe shirt?
Little Joe.
Yeah.
Little Joe was double vaxxed, apparently.
Double vaxxed?
Yeah, well, the article, people were putting it together that the St. Louis Zoo did do the two-part deal and for the animals there, and so they're assuming that 26-year-old Joe, halfway through his life expectancy, kicked the bucket.
Was there a real problem with apes getting COVID-19? I wasn't aware of that.
Are you a doctor? Are
no,
you a scientist?
I'm not.
Well, he is a doctor. Hold up.
I am a doctor. Yes, thank you.
But just not a...
As the invite clearly stated, when I was invited to do gene splicing or whatever in Japan.
Yeah.
So,
and by the way, don't... That's a fact. Dr. Patrick Joseph Gray over there.
I got 2 of those, by the way, in my email just yesterday.
No way.
Yeah, 2 more invites.
Dr. Patrick?
To both of the same thing?
No. Different things. Podcast for $5,000 just for an hour. $5,000 an hour.
Not bad.
For somebody's. Somebody or other.
Okay.
Not Hannity, but somebody else. And the other one was they want to do a Facebook interview with me.
Cool.
They just need access to my Facebook account. That's all.
Oh, yeah. Because
oh, my word.
Like the guy that we talked about last week.
How did that...
Who lost $40,000 in his similar scam. But anyway.
I want... We got to see this clip here, because when you think that your coworkers and your friends and your family are ready to actually talk about the vaccine, just understand there's still a misconception about COVID itself, as evidenced by this clip featuring Dr. Riley and Dr. Atlas talking about COVID deaths. Check this out.
Another example from your field, the average upper middle class woman thinks that 10% of the population died of COVID. That's actually I used that at an event that we both spoke at, and that's as of a year and a half ago, I believe. But Kex TC, one of the big European consultancies, polled people and got that result. What percentage of the U.S. population would you say has died, has expired during the COVID-19 pandemic? And among a sample that slanted relatively wealthy, as I recall, certainly slanted relatively female, the average response was 9%. 9% of our countrymen are dead. Now, again, there's an element of innumeracy to that. I mean, if that were actually true, there would be, the average morgue holds about 8 people in a city this size of mine. I mean, there'd be bodies stacked on street corners, and cooling trucks, pushed in to help from the butcher. I mean, it'd be an idiot's business. But that is what people think.
Well, that would only be about 33 million people. So it's reasonable. Actually, 1.1 million people died. Not 33 million. That would be 10%. So
Did you carry the 1?
It's less than 1%.
Yeah, did you?
Did you carry the 1?
I carried the 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, save that percentage for when the vax fallout wraps up.
Right. I mean...
In my humble opinion.
You're saying that's about right?
I don't know, man.
You don't know?
This is terrible.
Yeah.
It is. Just nightmare.
It is. All right. Let me tell you about Eden Pure Thunderstorms. They're back. Oxy technology that quickly destroys viruses, odors, mold, and lots more. It cleans the air of allergy-causing particles so you can breathe easy again. Freshens your home, gets rid of any odor. Litter boxes, trash cans, cigarette smoke, dirty diapers, cooking smells, and lots more.
Yeah, like if Jeffy comes over, right?
Yeah, if Jeffy comes over, maybe got some work being done in the house and it smells like paint or silicone or whatever the case may be, it'll get rid of it. You just plug it in, pop up the plug, and stick it into the wall. Well, then you do have to turn it on.
I have to turn it on?
You got to turn it
on. It's a
on.
complicated three-step process.
Wait, pick up, plug in, turn on.
Turn on.
But can I leave it plugged in and turn on and just forget about it?
And then just forget about it.
Okay.
Yeah. No filters. So when Jeffy's here tomorrow, I'm sure he'll ask about that. But there are no filters contained in this. It runs on O3 technology. It is awesome. EdenPureDeals.com. The discount code is PAT3, and you'll save $200 on it. 3 Thunderstorm air purifiers for under $200. Go to EdenPureDeals.com, EDEN. EdenPureDeals.com. Use the discount code PAT3.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
This is weird. Did you see the church service? The pastor that was standing there beginning his sermon started preaching. Out of nowhere comes this guy standing in front of him and points a gun at him like he's going to shoot him dead. Watch this. This is pretty chilling.
You were enemies to God. You were in a whole different kingdom than God. And God had chose.
Jesus.
Somebody comes out of the congregation and brings him down. Wow.
So he just never got a shot up. Huh?
No. Pulled the trigger, but it didn't go off.
It jammed.
Oh,
jammed.
Word.
Thank heaven. Literally.
Oh.
Isn't that something? That's amazing. Jeez. The pastor said he'd never seen the guy before, so they don't really know what the motive was.
Yeah, where was this? Do we know? Where,
North Braddock.
Chicago?
Where are they? Chicago?
Oh, that's what I'm hearing.
Well, that's unusual for gun violence to happen in Chicago. Huh. Don't they have strict rules against that stuff? What is going on in Chicago all of a sudden?
Yeah, that's
weird.
No, Pennsylvania. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, no wonder, because that doesn't happen in Chicago.
We were
They've got
about
strict
to say,
gun laws.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
okay. So it happened in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
You could carry a gun in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we've got this South Carolina pastor.
This is so weird.
Who,
this is so weird.
For some reason, at the very... Is this the end of his sermon?
Yeah, so he's been there all morning. He's done his sermon, and then he wraps it up. And so you're going to see the last 90 seconds or so. And he's got an announcement to make to the congregation here.
Okay.
We're not going to do an altar call today. Instead, I'm going to have you stand up, and I'm going to make an announcement. And after the announcement, I'm going to ask that you leave church quietly and don't talk about the announcement here in the building, please, if you can, so y'all can stand to your feet. Before I make the announcement, I also want to say that my request to you is that you will continue to come to church and serve and give for the next little bit. 'Cause I don't want to have. I'm taking a little bit of a break, and I don't want to have to worry about the church. My break may be a few days, a few weeks. I don't know.
Okay.
I got a call late last night.
But continue
my wife
to give.
has passed away.
His wife passed away.
And it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina.
What?
And we're going to have a funeral for her next Sunday here at 3 p.m. And so it's all I can. Yeah, I'm just kind of going on adrenaline right now. So y'all pray for me and my kids and everybody. And she wasn't. Y'all knew that she wasn't well mentally, and that she needed her medicine that was hard to get to her. And so I'm sure there'll be more details to come. But just keep our family in your prayers. And I'm going to let Pastor Randall, my bishop, he can pray. I get a microphone, he'll pray out. And if you have anything you want to share as well, I appreciate it.
There you go.
That's some weirdness.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't live together, apparently? She was in a different state?
I didn't get that from that. No.
Yeah, he said he got a call. She's in North Carolina, meaning he's apparently not.
It's an
in
hour
North
away
Carolina.
from their house. I mean.
Oh, All right.
I don't know that she was
I don't
living
know.
up there.
Well, he's in South Carolina?
Yeah, Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, all right.
It's about an hour from where she was
Weird
found.
discussion.
So the investigation is ongoing. It's going to be very interesting to see
what comes of
how
that.
this plays out.
And they knew she wasn't well mentally?
That's what he says, yeah. And
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sensing that you've got a suspicion there, maybe.
I have nothing to go on but that video. I'm just reading through this article right now as we're talking about it. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. I mean, he did show up and did a sermon, and I mean, he got the news the night before and then thought, you know what? I've got a sermon to preach. And I'm not letting this one burn, so it's important that I get to the church.
Well, and he had to let them know he's not going to be around, so don't forget to continue to donate.
Yeah, don't forget your checks.
Don't forget the money needs to continue to roll in.
I could be gone for a while.
You know, I don't know if it's going to be days, weeks, months, years, whatever, but don't forget to keep the money coming.
Like, just because I had a personal tragedy,
right,
doesn't mean you get to stop.
No, money an excuse to give me the 10%.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, she did think she was being followed. She was saying in the days leading up to this.
Oh,
I don't know.
But he seemed to indicate that it was suicide.
That's correct.
Yeah. Wow. Sad.
Yikes.
All right. So we also have this video of a crazy lib ranting and raving. Hopefully she's in her car, because the rant means nothing if you're not doing it from your car. Am I right?
I'm pretty sure that she's in her car here.
Okay, so she's in her car.
I applied for a
she's
job
pissed.
at TJ
she
Maxx
wants a job.
few weeks ago. And
Pause it. Let's investigate here. Your reaction. Why did you just react like that? Were you just surprised because the audio came in too loud?
Yeah, that was it initially.
Okay.
Plus her bra straps are showing, and
we don't want that.
That was shocking to me. That was shocking.
That's what it is.
You don't want that.
So again, this individual wants
the
to
nose ring is perfect, and the tats everywhere.
A spider with just jaws of death.
It's a demon spider.
Oh, it's a demon spider.
And I love her piercings that go straight to her cheeks and her upper lip and her side of the lips.
You hiring her?
Oh, I'm
for what job?
In a heartbeat.
What job?
In a heartbeat.
What job would you
She's
give
door
her?
greeter.
Door
I want her to
greeter
greet
at where?
every
A haunted house?
all of it.
No.
TJ
Like
Maxx.
TJ. Okay, let's see what she's got here.
application. They couldn't even call me. They just sent me some automated email. So I went in today and I was like, so what was the reason I didn't get hired?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, like you just like don't have enough experience. There was candidates that had like more experience than you.
Yeah.
Like
and
what, being
you know,
less
I
of a
asked her
freak?
if it was about my tattoos, obviously, because I know a lot of places don't like tattoos. She said that wasn't the reason.
Oh wait, you have
I don't feel
tattoos?
like
Who
that's
noticed?
true.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you want to tattoo the mess out of your face, be my guest. There is no law against inking your neck with demon symbols or scrawling all kinds of occult imagery across your forehead, just like there's no law against putting 40 studs through your cheeks and your lips or dyeing your eyeballs green. If you're a dude who wants to strut around in fishnet stockings, or if you're a woman who wants to dress up like a cat and meow at everybody, that's not illegal. Supremely stupid, but not illegal. But please, for the love of all that is holy, stop demanding that the rest of us accommodate your insanity. You did what you did to be different. Congratulations, mission accomplished. So if TJ Maxx doesn't want you to be the face of their store for their customers, maybe go see if the circus has any openings.
That's good advice right there.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Let's see. Well, there it is. Oh, my goodness. As my Nana might say, that there's a freak.
Yeah. Huh. Your Nana would say that?
Yeah.
Seems unkind.
Well, now you know what happened to me.
My Nana said, if you don't have anything nice to say about anything or anyone, don't say anything at all.
Well,
my Nana said the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, y'all's Nanas aren't
a little different philosophy than yours.
Aren't represented
That's fine.
on a bingo square now, are they?
No, they're not. No, they are not. So I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Right.
Whatever. Meanwhile, now we have what McDonald's looks like after the $20 minimum wage kicks in, right? Okay.
Look at this.
Here we go.
There's nobody at the front counter. It's just a bunch of kiosks where you do your menu thing. And I've seen one or two here at like Taco Bell, but they still have people working up front. Not anymore at this McDonald's. It's all
So you're saying that the kiosks are not making $20 an hour? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, until they
That's how they got around it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Until they unionize, Pat, the kiosks are...
How many times do we say? It's going to cost jobs. Yep. Nobody's going to pay this. It's going to cost jobs, and it's going to cause the prices to go up at all these restaurants.
You know what else? They don't have demon spider tattoos all over them.
Right.
The old kiosks.
Right. Or a nose ring.
Or a bra strap showing, for that matter.
And here's the thing. In California, the sit-down restaurants like Applebee's and TGI Fridays, they're not subjected to that. For whatever reason, their employees don't need to make $20 an hour, just the fast food places. Why? Because the CEOs of the other restaurants are friends with the governor.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.